dear friends, welcome back again. So happy you popped over again to see what I am up to today. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I hope you enjoy what you see, and if you do, I hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone here who is not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and of course hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Like I always say, enough talking and let's jump into today's inspiration. And here you see already on the table all the things we need for this DIY. We have here, of course, the smaller tumbling tower blocks, my container with everything inside. You know already the drill, but the most important is the wood glue. Of course, I have here some paint, but this is only an example. You can choose any color you like. Of course, I have here my old saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel, which is wet to wipe away the glue. I have here some half beaded balls. I can show it to you a little like this in different sizes to work out our DIY, and of course give it a little bit more like a high-end look. And you see already, for everyone who loves the gingerbread, we are going to use this gingerbread, but this is a changeable lantern. That's what we're going to make. We're going to make a lantern, but we're going to do it, of course, different like we always do. So I hope you join me and you are going to get also your tumbling tower blocks. And let's start this DIY. So the first step you see already on the table are 6 rows of 8 blocks. So 6 rows of 8 blocks. So we are going to do it very easy. We are going to now the bottom and the top of our lantern. And you see already my glue, you see, it doesn't do anything. So my glue is a little bit, I need to cut off a little piece more because it doesn't do it. So I'm sorry. So again, we're going to try it again. We do some glue on the longest side of the block. So we do very easy and we roll them together like this. And now we do 7 we are going to glue, and number 8 is of course the closure up. And we're going to place them. Now we're going to do row number 2 and we're going to do all of the 6 rows of 8 blocks. And a lot of people ask me if I am doing the DIY already a little bit in front. That means that I already know what to do. No, I never do a DIY already in front. I always make it together with you. When you are seeing it, I'm also making it. So I don't do things in front. That's why I never know how many blocks I use, or I always say have 4 until 5 packages laying around, and then you have more than enough, because a lot of you already have much more blocks in your box than I have. Mine is only 54, but most of you have 75 if I'm correctly. So always have 4 until 5 packages laying around, and then you always have enough for each and every DIY, because sometimes I use more, sometimes I use less. I don't look how many I use. Of course, I always try to do, how you say it, use as less blocks as I can, because the blocks are, you have to pay for them, so they are not totally free. And here in the Netherlands, they are very expensive. We are going to get now our row. We're going to work our way from the inside to the outside. Of course, if you have a carpenter's square, it's totally fine. I don't use it. I do it always with my fingers. Again, we're going to give it some pressure from the sides. We do here over here, start pushing it together. And if it falls apart, it doesn't matter, just glue it together again. It is very forgiving wood glue. You still can redo it a very long time. And the last one. And we're going to give it some pressure from the side. Now we're going to get our old piece of towel and we're going to wipe away the glue. And you see already, when I go do my glue, you see already the blocks are moving. So always afterwards, I'm going to go back and I make a nice straight line out of it before I'm going to give it a couple of minutes rest. And if a block is really totally out of line and it really is too short, or too long, just remove it, because this is the bottom and the top and you want that it looks nice. So we're going to give this a couple of minutes. So I gave all the 6 rows only a couple of minutes because we want to glue them together and we don't want that the glue is dried up too much. So we're going to do 3 against each other. So this way, this one over here, this one over here. And we're going to do it very easy. Place this one on the side, this one. And if it does break, don't worry, just glue it together again. It doesn't matter, because some people maybe get, oh, it's never gonna work, or everything is breaking. Don't worry, it's also breaking with me, so don't worry about it. You just do it easy, squeeze it together very gently, fill in the open gaps like this. Feel on the side that you have a nice straight line. We do here the same, just a little glue on the top side. We place this one on the side and we do also a little glue over here. And we place them down and we place them over here and this one over here. And now we're going to gently fill in the open gaps. And that's what you do when you only wait a couple of minutes. If you're going to wait too long, then you never can fill in the open gaps. And that's not what you want. You want it as neat as you can be. So again, we're going to wipe away the glue and we're going to let it rest at least for half hour. So the next step will be, we are going to do 4 rows of 3 and again 4 rows of 3 blocks, and we're going to glue the tops. This is of course also again for the bottom and the top of our lantern. So we easy place them together. You do it over here, place this one and do it on top. And of course, I always love decorating with lanterns, but maybe this is not everyone's cup of tea, but you also can do, instead of a candle, you can also decorate it for the season. So you can use it for all season. I'm going to use now, do the outside with a gingerbread silhouette. But of course, you can do a snowman's head. You can do a bunny for the Easter season. You can do maybe a heart for the Valentine's season. You can do it for any season at all. If you are going to place your sides on it, always make sure that you can remove it, but I tell you that later. So again, this is already one part of the lantern. Now you're going to do, again, row them together, very easy. And that's why it's always great when you have DIYs, which you can use for more purposes than one, especially because you're going to make it from blocks. And blocks is always, when you glue it nicely, you can have a lot of fun for a long time for it. And that's always great when you can change it out for the season. And again, we're going to squeeze them together. Make sure that you have a nice straight line. Again, squeeze it. Do it over here the same. And the last. And make sure that you have a nice straight line again. And we're going to wipe away the glue. And we're going to let it rest for a couple of minutes again. So now we're going to have our 4 pieces of 3. And here 4 pieces of 3. We're going to get one of our top and bottom we just made. What we're going to do, we do very easy. We do some glue. We turn it over on this side, on the underside over here. And we're going to place this one against here. Very easy. You turn them over, do some glue on the underside, over here. And you place this one over here on this side. You do here the same, turn it over because that's the flat side. And we do some line on the underside of the block. And we're going to place it, of course, until here. And the last, we do some glue on this side. And we place it straight up again. And now we're going to give it a little bit of pressure, not too much. Also over here and here. And this way. And now we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes and then we're going to make the second one. So now we have our last piece. Of course, this will be the top of the bottom, but I'm going to use it as the top because we're going to decorate this one a little further than we did the bottom. So we're going to turn them over, this one, and we're going to do some glue on the underside, the same like we did with the first one. Again, place it over here. We do some glue on this side. And we place this one on this side. And of course you can decorate the top any way you like. So I'm going to place this one over here. And the last, and then we're going to let it dry in for a couple of minutes and then we go further with the top decorating. And again, this way. And we're going to give it a little bit of pressure. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes rest. So I place this one on the side. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do 2 times 3 blocks. Because we're going to make kind of a handle on top. At least it looks like a handle. This is 1. This is number 2. And we're going to place them together. We're going to do here 1 and number 2. And we're going to squeeze them. Squeeze them. We're going to do some glue on top. And we're going to place this also on top. So we get one big piece. And again, we're going to give this a couple of minutes drying. So this is how it's looking like. You see already just 6 blocks, 3, 3, and you have already on top of each other. This is 1. Now we're going to get 2 pieces and this one. And we're going to do some glue on this side. A little bit on over here. And we're going to place this one to this side. And we do it on this side. And we're going to place this one very gently on this side. Also give it a little bit of pressure. And make sure that the line on the top is straight. Because you don't want a crooked handle. Again, give it a little bit of time to dry. And we're going to wipe away the glue. And only a couple of minutes because we're going to place it over here. So now I'm going to place this one over here. Of course, this is always a little bit tricky because it is only a narrow fit. But of course, you can use also a little bit of hot glue. A lot of people use the combination hot glue with my wood glue. So do whatever you think it's right. Everyone does it their own way. So nothing is wrong or right. Just do whatever you think it's right. So I'm going to do a little bit of glue on this side and a little on this side. And I'm going to very gently try to place it over here. Just squeeze a little, not too much, and then go down. And then let it dry in. So if everything is correctly, you now have this. You see, this way he's over here, over here. What I'm going to do a little bit of glue because I want to give it a little bit more like a high-end look. So I'm do a little bit of glue on top of here and I place 1 loose block, very simple, just on the top. Just let it dry in because it gives only a little bit more like a high-end look. You don't have to do it, that's just my preference. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes and then I'm going to glue it on top of here. I gave it a couple of minutes and now I'm going to turn it over, do some glue over here. Very easy. And I'm going to place it in the middle. Over here. And I'm going to press it down. And this way. Make sure that you have it in the middle. Look on both sides if you have it in the middle. And then we're going to, you see if everything is correct, you have this kind of top of your lantern. I'm going to place it on the side and let it dry. So I place the top on the side and we're going to get the bottom. We're going to turn over the bottom to the underside. We're going to get some loose block. What we're going to do, I'm going to do some glue on this side. And I'm going to place it over here because I'm going to try to make a kind of a feet for my lantern. I do here the same. Again, place it over here in the inside of the border you made around. I show it to you a little bit closer in a moment. And place this one also over here. And this one. And place it on this side. I'm going to show it to you in a moment, don't worry. I'm going to give it some pressure. So I'm sure that everything is sticking nicely before I show you, or else I show you and everything falls apart. That's not what you want. That's not what you want to see. I'm going to move a little bit of the glue on the side, because or else it is even not seeable for you, and you see you can easily move it still. I'm going to place it this way. So I show you now the first step of our feet, and you see like this, it's very easy, and I just placed it inside of the border. You see also over here is the border, and of course on this side is the border. Maybe I showed you this way, you still can see it a little better. Now I'm going to get another loose block, but I'm going to place this on this side to the inside. I'm going to do some glue over here, a little bit on the top and on the smallest line, and I'm going to place it very gently over here. We do here the same. We do some glue on the top side, on the smallest line, and we place it on this side. We do here the same, the top side and the smallest line, and we're going to place this one over here, and the last, the top, and a little over here, and that gives a little bit like an high-end look on the bottom of your lantern, because it is a seasonal lantern, so you can have a lot of fun with it also through the year, so you can better do it, give it a high-end look. So this is a little how he's looking like right now. So very easy. And we're going to let this dry in on the side. So now we have the bottom, we have the top. Now we're going to do the sides of our lantern, but of course I want to do it a little bit different than normal, because everyone can change it up any way they like. I have here 3 rows of double blocks, so in totally you need 9 double blocks. So very easy. This is only for one side. I'm going to show you now one side of the lantern, and of course you have to do it in 4. You do some glue on the top, place it over here, some glue on the top, place it here. So, and of course the sides you can do any way you like. I always say I'm just going to give you an inspiration, and I hope your brain is also going to work and make your own unique piece, because that's always the greatest. Make your own unique home decor, and that's why I always show you mine, and I hope that a lot of you enjoy watching, and at least hoping that it gives some inspiration to make it yourself. So I'm going to see already now we have 9 pieces of 2. So we're going to wipe away on the top the wood glue. And of course you see already when you do it, it can easily go apart. Just place it together again and let it dry in. So we're going to give it a couple of minutes. So now we have our 9 pieces of 2. We're going to get 2 blocks and again 2 blocks. We're going to do some glue on the wider side, place them up top, and here the same, and place it on top, place it on the side, squeeze it and make sure that you have a straight line, and over here also. And we're going to give this also a couple of minutes drying. So now we have our part for one side. Only we need a couple of 8 loose blocks. So this is 5, 6, 7 and 8 loose blocks. We're going to start with a loose block. We do some glue over here and we place it on the side. We get one, oh, you see already one of this one, place it exactly in the middle. We get another loose block. We do on this side some glue and on this side some glue. Place it over here and again in the middle. You get some double block again. You place it over here. you do again some loose block over here and over here, and we're going to place it over here, and we place this one in the same, squeeze it, make sure that you have a straight line because that's what you want, and we're going to wipe away the glue a little bit. We get a loose block again, but we only glue it on one side, and we place this one over here, and again squeeze it. Now we're going to place it up, turn it over, and we also wipe away the back side. But in the meantime, while you're doing this, squeeze real hard on this, so you can really squeeze it, and then you can do everything with it. If you squeeze in the middle, now we're going to get one of the double block we made. Of course, I have to look that I do it on the right side. I do it on this side, and I'm going to place this one in the middle, also over here, and again squeeze it, and we're going to place this aside. We're going to get one block again, very easy, place it down. We're going to get another one, we're going to get a loose block again, and I do it on two sides, place it over here, and we get another double block again, squeeze it, and over here, and this one, and again place this one over here, and the last of the loose block from this one over here, and we're going to squeeze it. And make sure that you have a nice straight line, and you see already I shouldn't do some glue on this side. I'm going to move it. This here is not needed some glue. So again, we get it up, we wipe away the glue, and we turn this one over, and we wipe it on this side away also, to get a little bit of the clean look. So if everything is correct, you see already you have the same over here, only this one has this one. So now we're going to do also some glue on this one, because we made two of them, and we place this one also on the top. And I have to look that I have it in a straight line. And now we only need to make the last piece, and you see already I told you you need 8 loose blocks, but you don't, you need 12. So very easy, because you need 4 on this one, 4 on this one, and we need another 4. So again we do a loose block, place this one against here, again a loose block, and on this both ends place it down. We place this one against here, another loose block on both sides, and you're going to place this one over here. And now the last of the block, and we do one side, and we're going to glue this, and we're going to give all of 3 pieces a little moment of rest. We're going to turn it over. Of course, I needed to make this clean, and then we're going to turn this over, and I showed you in a moment a little closer, so when you're going to make it, you are sure that you have the same like I have. Of course, I need to make this one in a straight line also, or else it doesn't look nicely. And of course, what you also can do, just place a block against here, do it over here, make sure that you have it in a straight line, give it a little bit of pressure this way, and also over here. Look, yeah, this is fitting nicely, and it also looks very nice if you place this one on the sides also, and you get a totally different pattern. So do whatever you think it's right. So I'm going to give it a couple of minutes, and then we glue it together. If everything is correctly, you have now 2 of this one. So very easy, just an ankle double, ankle double, ankle double, and an ankle, and you just have the double over here. Then you have here a second one, and you have one loose one of this one. So we're going to place this on this side. We're going to do some glue on the tops. Place it down, and we're going to place this one exactly in the middle. Of course, you have to move it. And now we do here the same. Some glue on the tops, and we place this one down, and we do this one on this side over here. And then we're going to give it some pressure to be sure that everything fits nicely together. And like I told you earlier, I really am liking this one, but I don't know if I am going to do it or not. So, because I like the shape of this, I'm still debating. So we will see how this will turn out. Of course, this is one side. I'm going to make the other one a little bit faster. So you see here, I have now my 4 sides. Of course, they will be straight up. I'm going to let them dry in for at least 1.5 hours. Of course, I have them already standing up after I waited, I think, 15 minutes on each side, and then you can place it straight up, and then it can dry even better. So I'm going to place this 4 sides on the side, and I'm going to do the top and the bottom. I'm going to give some coloring. I'm going to leave this in a little bit of the blank color, but you can change it up in any color you like. So I have here my brown shoe polish again, and I'm going to give it a little bit lighter coloring of the brown, but also with the top and the bottom, do whatever you think is right. Of course, I have to turn this around because this will be the bottom. So I'm going to give it very gently, just with some shoe polish, just a little simple coloring of the brown color, like this. But you can do it in the black, you can do it in, maybe you can spray paint it in the gold or silver. Just do whatever you think is right. So I'm going to take my time for it. I won't bore you with that. So you see, now we have the top and the bottom. We have in the brown shoe polish. I'm going to lay away the top because we're going to make the sides. So I'm going to have here this side, and I'm going to do some glue on the underside over here, and a little on the smallest line, and we're going to place it exactly in the middle over here. And I'm going to keep it in place for a little moment until it is dried in a little. Of course, you don't have to wait for it. So now I'm going to get my line of my side number 2. I'm doing some glue, and of course a little on the smallest side over here. So you see, over here and this way, and I'm going to place it very gently also over here. And try to make as less mess as I can, and I'm going to squeeze it also a couple of minutes together. Of course, take your time for the sides, I always say. So I already have my 2 sides. I'm going to take side number 3. I'm going to do some glue also again on the underside, and a little of the smallest line on this side. And I'm going to place this one also exactly in the middle over here. And I'm going to squeeze it together this way. And I'm going to let it dry in also. So you see already, I have 4 of the sides on top of here, and I have openings over here. Of course, if you don't like that, then you have to make some holes for on the corner side, but I want to do it a little bit different than a normal. So I'm going to leave this open. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place my top on here, and I leave my top open because I want to change it up. And I'm going to place this over here, and I'm going to do some weight on top. So I'm sure I'll place you a little bit closer because you really have no idea. So you see, I'm going to place it over here, and I have some weights always laying around, and I place them on both of the sides, 1 kilogram. and I'm going to let them dry in right now for at least 1.5 hours. So in the meantime, we are going to make the gingerbread men, and I'm going to make 2 of them for one side each, at least in the opposite direction. So we need for 1 gingerbread, we need 2 rows of 12 and 2 rows of 4, because I'm going to use this silhouette, but for this you can make your own choice. I'm just going to do this one, and later you will see also it is very easy to draw it yourself, so you don't need always a silhouette. You always can easily draw it yourself, but you see that later. For 1 gingerbread we need 2 pieces of 12 and 2 pieces of 4, and we're going to go very easy. Just go to the longest line like this and row them on 1 piece, and we are going to do this with all the rows we're going to make for this one. And like I told you, I'm going to make 2 for in the opposite direction, 1 gingerbread man. So again, this is already 1. I'm going to do the rest a little faster. We're going to work from the inside to the outside. And of course, like I told you, I'm doing a gingerbread. You can do a Christmas tree. You can do for any season, you can do something different. So I'm going to make sure, and I'm going to wipe away the glue this way. And I'm going to let it dry a couple of minutes. So I'm going to do the rest a little faster. So I gave it a couple of minutes. I placed 1 on the side. Be careful, it still can break, but just glue it together again. And we're going to place it down, place this to each other, and make sure that you have it a little bit. Fill in the open gaps, because that's not what you like. You see already he is breaking, but you can easily just glue them together again, because we want to have fill in the open gaps, because that's not what we want. And this one and this one, and if you do it gently, you can easily fill everything together and make sure that you still have a nice straight line. Feel with your fingers that you still go straight. And now I'm going to do this one on the side, but I leave 2 rows open, and then I'm going to glue them over here. So some glue and place it over here, and we do here the same. And place it over here so we don't waste any blocks. So again, fill in the open gaps and let it dry in. So 2 open, then you do this 4 pieces, and the rest is also open. So you see, here is the frame we made, and I'm going to use the 2 pieces which are smaller. I'm using on the underside, the rest is on top. Of course, I have here my gingerbread silhouette, but you can easily make it yourself. So it is not really hard to make this one yourself, because I also have to improvise, because my silhouette is also not perfect. So I'm just going to go lightly only for the rounding around, and the rest I'm going to do out of hand, because it's always not fitting the way you want to fit. So you can do anything you like, just change it up. And I'm just going to go a little, give some little marks where I want to have mine, and this way. And of course I'm going to do this one over here, and only the arms over here. Very easy. And now I'm going to get it off, and I'm just going to very simple make with my own line. I make my own shape of my gingerbread, but maybe you are not even doing a gingerbread. Maybe you can do some Grinch. You can do any inspiration you like. I'm just going to go over it, make the line over here. I make the line a little bigger over here. So that's what I mean. You always change it up for your own taste, and maybe you even like the gold of the silver, and then you can spray paint it in your color you like. So just go around, and if everything is nicely, I'm going to go to my garage and I'm going to get my jigsaw. Of course you can do it with a hand saw, but it's a little bit harder to do. So I have my jigsaw, and A lot of you already know I have my Jigsaw from the Lidl. The home brand is called Parkside. I'm so sorry. So the home brand from Lidl is Parkside, and he was very cheap and so easy to use for in your hands, because I work already a long time with it, so, and I'm really loving it. So I'm going to go to my garage, and of course I also make the second one because we have two gingerbread men. So you see already, this is how the shape turned out. It's very easy to make. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to give them some coat with my shoe polish, the brown color. So very easy, the same like I used for the rest of the lantern, for the top and the bottom. So I'm going to get my brush, and I'm just going to take my time and brush this one in the a little bit like the lighter brown color, but you can do it as dark as you like. So because I use the shoe polish, it's very easy. We're just going to wipe away the shoe polish which is not needed, and when you have wiped everything smooth, then it's already ready to do the next step. And with paint you always have to wait until it is dry. So I'm going to give it a nice smooth look, and then we're going to make his face. So my gingerbread is already fit to go. I'm going to get some of my a little bit dark gray black color paint, and I'm going to do a little bit on a piece of kitchen towel because it's very easy. You can easily throw it away. I'm going to use a kind of these sponges. You can buy them anywhere. I use a bigger one for the nose, and I use a smaller one for the eyes. So I'm do the eyes, I will be in the black color, and the nose will be in the red color. So I'm going to do very easy. I'm going to, like I told you, lay a little bit on my kitchen towel, and I'm going to make sure that I have my sponge inside. And I know some people say I must not use too much when I stencil. I tend to use a little bit too much of the paint, so I'm going to try to do it a little bit less, but I want to that my eyes are really nice black. So I'm going to make sure that I have this one over here, and this one over here. So, and I'm going to do, of course, for this one the same. So now I have a little bit of a red, and I'm going to dip my bigger piece inside, and I'm going to go on the side and make sure that we have a nice round and that everything is under the paint. Of course, I do a little bit of the bigger nose, but you don't have to do the same. I turn it over to be sure that I don't mess it up with my eyes, because you don't want that your piece has the paint in the eyes. So this is one, so I'm going to turn it over so I can easily see that I don't mess paint in the eyes of my gingerbread. I'm going to tap it over here, and I see already the paint is not fully covered. I have to do a little bit more paint, and be sure that everything is inside. This is one. I give this one also an extra. And you see already, now already we have the eyes, the nose, and now we're going to do the mouth. So now for the mouth, I'm going to use a very small brush, and I do just the tips. I'm going to do with some paint, and of course I'm going to make a thin line, put it on the side, the brush, and just go over it until halfway. And I'm going to do here the same. Place the brush halfway, and I'm going to do it this way. But everyone can make their own unique face. So I'm always doing my best, and everyone doing their best. So I'm going to make it a little bit thicker, at least a little bit more paint inside. And then I'm going to make just little bows on the top, so it gives a nice cheeky look. So now I already have both of my little gingerbread men already the face. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get this small brush and I'm going to get the white and I'm going to make little stripes on the side. So not too much, so very easy, just little stripes, and I go totally around. So now I have the white stripes. I'm going to go in the inside which is open. I'm going to do the red. So very gently, just a little stripe of red. So, and I'm just going to take my time for it to get a nice result again. And here's some red, and I go totally around. So the two gingerbread men are finished. Now I'm going to get my gingerbread. I'm going to do on one side of my lantern. I'm going to do on the underside. I'm going to do some glue over here, very easy in the middle, and a little in the corner. What I'm going to do, I hope you can see it. I show it to you this way. Now I'm going to get my gingerbread. And I'm going to place this one. I have to look it on my side or else I don't see it. I'm going to glue it in the middle over here. I show it to you in a moment. Don't worry. Give me a couple of seconds and I will. So you see already the gingerbread is glued on top of here. And now in a moment you see the quick impression. And here you see finally a quick impression of my Tumbling Tile Blocks lantern. And of course you can change it up for any season and for any decor. Of course I hope you give this one a try. And everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw. And if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell. So you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to the description box. There you find the link for the DIY channels. Hope to see you there. Have an amazing day. See you in the next one. Bye. Something good.